I love that introduction every time I see it on my screen.
That was some production
Uh,
value.
for
Yikes.
real.
Woo.
Shout out to Halfling Wizard Productions for knowing how to take care of us.
Yeah.
Be like, love you. No, but hello everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Queers, a TTRPG romp through love, kawaii, the power of friendship, Super Sentai Rangers, and just us perpetually playing heroes and also being obnoxiously perpetual 13-year-old boys. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm super excited. We're going to have a fun time. I am your Q Master Mikey. I am the leader of this story. I am the one that put pen to paper and leading this cavalcade of caricatures through a story that I wrote. So it's been a lot of fun so far, but we got a returning face and we got a new face, so we're gonna do some introductions real quick. Of course, first and foremost, I'm gonna put him on blast because how dare he be an awesome person and go out for his birthday for his grandma? But unfortunately, we do not have Chris this evening, who plays our lovable pirate. And take that any which way that you will in the context of this game. He is not here, and how dare he not be here for the big boss fight? But that's okay. We love him anyways, and hopefully he'll be here in 2 weeks. But joining us, who's been here for a little bit, Mr. JT, who plays our lovable Phineas T. Lockwood, also known as his alias in hero form as Kitsune, or Kitsune Man, according to his best friend's little brother in game. So happy to have you. So how you feeling? What's on your mind? We're about to enter this boss fight. So what are your thoughts?
I'm nervous. I'm so nervous. No, it should be pretty good. Like I've I feel like I'm only going to get beat down a little bit, but Kitsune Man always rises.
Did you just do a hero pose right now?
I did.
I love it. Oh, we're gonna have such a great time tonight. Well, you know what? I promise you, you will not get beaten down that badly. Well, actually, no, I can promise that, but the dice want to tell their own story, so. Oh my goodness. But we have a new face this evening, and we're going to shroud him in mystery just a tiny bit until we get in game wise. But long-standing friend of mine, it's crazy that it's felt like we've known each other forever. It's only been like 4 years, 5 years at this point. But we have a special bond over our love of TTRPGs, Puerto Ricanness, and you know what? Just overall good nerdy vibes. And you know what? We bonded because I slept in his murder basement. But Adolfo is in the building. He's our new player joining us.
Saludos, programas. It's me. I'm here.
The nerdy Puerto Rican in the house. So we are going to get his character in the full introduction bit when we get to that part of tonight's session. But as you have heard, yes, we are coming to the end of this first official chapter of the game. And yeah, all that's left now is that it's boss fight. So we about to get into it. So we shall see where we go with this. And we'll see if the dice want to tell a heroic tale of triumph or they're going to tell their own story of defeat. We shall see how it goes.
Well, I'm pretty for sure it's going to be pretty monumental because Atticus isn't here. Last time he wasn't here, I was rolling like fire. So we'll see.
We shall see how that all goes down for sure. But yeah, so let me just get the screen up really quickly. Yay, we have things on screen now, so that's fun. There we go. So, before we get into it too crazily, let us do a little bit of a recap, shall we? So, last time on Queers, uh, Kyler and Kitsune, Kyler and Phineas. I was about to say Atticus, but wrong character. They ended up finding a way to enter back into their client target. We never really established what we're calling this, but the person who is in need of help. The two of you found your way back into the inner palace of the, performing arts music teacher, choir teacher, music director extraordinaire, Mr. Felix Dorian. and you guys found your way back in the inner space where, in order to gain access back to the concert venue where the other side, the Justice Knight, the ignorant form of Mr. Dorian, awaits you in the concert hall, y'all had to figure out how to get back in here. So, just like any good Greek tragedy and comedy, you guys had to go both through the tragedy doors and the comedy doors as well. So upon entering the tragedy door, you guys found the origin in which created this, split personality esque and the doubt that Felix has trying to balance, full creative expression and the regality that comes with following the rules of being a musician. And then you learned a little bit more about how we got to this point because you and Kyler stepped through a walk of memory lane by going up the scales, technically speaking, and learning a little bit more about some not so fun stuff, which includes, people telling him what he needs to be, not being able to fully express himself, thinking he can express himself, but then draw back down into the confliction of what he needs to do. You guys ended up finding the other Felix Dorian inside of his chamber, where using the empathy and the resonance of your hero ness and your love and care, you were able to change a heart. And you have started the process of, in the words of Wicked, you have changed for good. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And yeah, you guys also got the first piece of the harmonic resonance in the form of a prismatic clef key note, music note. So you guys exited the comedy door. You found yourself back in the hall in front of said, concert hall door. And that's where we're going to pick up. So, Phineas, how we doing?
So, oh, my brain. That was a lot to take in. Okay. We got this note. Let's hope that this works. And I'm going to just I would just proceed. Spontaneously, it looks like Kyler's passed out. Well, all right. Let's hope he Netsu his way out of this. But all
He
right,
will
let's
be
go.
fine. Well, so about Kyler, right? So, for all intents and purposes, I will say that both of you, he's still currently standing, and both of you are there. As you are walking, though, towards the concert hall, both of you begin to feel the inner space kind of begin to shift a little bit. So, because you have started the process of changing a person's heart by breaking through whatever ignorance that was holding and afflicting their, heart muscles, so to speak, the inner space begins to shift just a little bit. So, you both start to feel the rumble of the space around you. And just like a giant Rubik's Cube, you two are kind of thrusted up in the middle of the air, and as you are kind of hang timing it right there, both of you kind of see the space shift around you and start to move around like a giant Rubik's cube. And as you guys are just hanging there, somehow the force of this internal change begins to pull you and Kyler apart. So as the room shifts, you guys are being pulled apart into different directions. And when you come to, when you come to, Phineas, you find yourself, I mean, in the theater, so to speak, but you find yourself alone. Kyler is nowhere to be found right now.
Good lord. Okay. What are we looking at now?
So, right now, you are in front of the concert hall door, which of course is adorned with a giant mahogany door, which is engraved with a depiction of a orchestra with lots of musical instruments and uh, unmarked faces playing said instruments, as well as what looks to be a music score adorning around the orchestra as well as the rest of the design of the door. And as we last discussed, currently there is a prismatic film that is in the front of it. But as you begin walking towards said door, of course, our lovable companion, the one that we love, because they, she, you know what, I haven't given them a gender, but Penelope, in her pigeon form, pops up on your shoulder, Phineas, and tells you, I am sensing another presence within the area, and it is a completely different biometric than the Justice Knight in front of us in the concert hall.
Now there's three of us in this room.
Yes, and this new biometric is not Kyler. It is someone completely different.
Can you pinpoint where they're at?
One moment, please. And Penelope, Penelope, like her her robotic pigeon eyes pop out a little bit like binoculars. Beginning scan. Biometric found. It seems that the source of this energy is coming from upstairs, above us. If you take the stairs going up, you will find a room in which you will have access to said person breeding with this bioenergy.
Can do we have? There's a shiny wall in front of us. How can I get through that?
Well, it seems that you have the harmonic resonance. All you would have to do is put it on the prismatic part, and then it should be okay.
Like a key.
Essentially, yes.
All right. Let's see what we can do. And go grab said musical note. I guess just like this. Like start in hand walking towards the wall.
So you take the prismatic clef note, you put it up against the film, and the film kind of gives off this sparkling glimmer. You hear in your mind kind of the sound of what seems to be like what happens when you shatter glass, but it's in a more pleasant tone than the cacophony of crazy sounds that glass tends to have when you break it, especially through a window. I may or may not have had experiences with that before, but it's actually kind of a pleasant sound. You hear it crack, but not at a decibel that you normally hear glass break at. And the prismatic film begins to kind of like dissipate and into the ether. And now it's just a really cool mahogany looking door. It's mahogany.
Mahogany. Sorry, special guest.
Love it. So yeah, the door to the concert hall is now open. And Penelope pops up, Phineas, and says, I sense the Justice Knight from inside the concert hall.
Does that other bio sign? Can you tell? Is it? It's obviously alive. Is it well enough that we can take care of this knight first?
Analyzing probability matrix. There is a possibility that you could handle this Justice Knight. However, going in alone is a very, very, very bad idea. However, I am not one to tell you how you should make your decision making, so it is up to you. I will say though, if you remember last time what happened, and that was with Kyler with you, are we sure that we want to go in and do this by ourselves?
True. True. Okay, that's a good point. Let's go ahead and find this other bio sign.
Alrighty. Quickest way to Biosign is to head up the stairs to the second floor.
Oh, what I wouldn't give right now to be able to double jump. Okay, let's go.
double jump ability activated. And Penelope just literally straps like a rocket to your back. It's like, do not be afraid. I got you. And literally, she just like propels rockets you up the second floor. It's like,
That's that 100%. That'd be a no, wait. As I'm like, oh Lord Almighty.
oh my goodness. So, with an ease and a plop on the floor, Penelope is like double jump completed. Remember, keep your hands and arms inside of the bride at all times. I hope you enjoyed your ride on SS Penelope.
Penelope, you're supposed to say that before we take off, not after.
Duly noted. Updating mainframe. Do. Parameters have been reset. I will now say those things before we take off next time.
Thank you.
You
All right,
are very welcome, Phineas. Oh,
start
sorry, Kitsune Man.
start making. Uh, let's go try and find this bio sign and uh, see what we're dealing with. Hopefully, it's not a second enemy. I can't take. Yeah, I can't take two
and
people in one day.
in fact, it was a mimic. No, I'm just kidding. Wrong game. When in doubt, never trust anything.
Always a mimic. Doesn't matter what game it is. Always a mimic.
The
Just
cake.
homebrew it.
Or the,
Fireball.
yes, mimic, fireball, and the cake is a lie are the three mottos to live for every TTRPG player.
Pretty much.
Oh my goodness. Alrighty, so you are on the second floor, and this is actually a pretty open area. So if anyone has, well, very few theaters nowadays have a second floor, but concert halls and things like that usually have the second floor. Second floor is usually reserved for, sometimes it's just big open area for people to hang out before going into the actual venue itself. So in front of you, Kitsune, is just an open area. You have a snack bar, you have like couches people can chill on. Um, but at the far end of this of this open area, you see a singular door. What looks to be like your typical kind of like Broadway slash old Hollywood star with the star on the door with the name. But it seems that the name on the star of this door has kind of been scratched out a little bit, so it's just faded, rusted. You can't really read it. But Penelope points in the direction of the door. It says, "I the bio energy is coming from that room."
Okay. I guess we're. Yeah, let's go through the door. As I'm like reaching back behind me to grab my staff,
Mm-hmm.
like, this is gonna end one way or the other. And I hope it's for the good, not for the bad.
Well, what is it that people say? Let's F around and find out, shall we?
Fafo for life.
Baffo for life.
There you go.
Alrighty, so you walk up to this door.
And see, my predecessor is better at opening doors than I am because he would have just kicked the whole thing down or slashed it open. I'm a little tactile, so it's going to be like a soft push, if you will, to try and see inward a little bit.
I love it. So you gingerly open the door. It's like, "Err."
Weasley. Sorry.
oh my! I see what you did there. So upon opening the door, it's a pretty well lit room, and it looks very expansive. Though on the outside, looks can be deceiving. Again, inside is a very stylistic and stereotypical old school Hollywood dressing room. You have like the big old vanity mirror. You have like a comfy couch. You have like flowers and things like that. But something that you weren't expecting, though, is inside of this room, you see a chest, like one of those old school, like like large trunks where performers or like actors would put their traveling stuff in. It's big enough. It's like a whole entire like Agatha Christie novel. Be like, you can hide a whole person in this thing, and you hear it shuffling. You hear muffling coming where it's like, "Durr, durr." You're like, hello, is anyone out there?
Penelope, that trunk is talking.
Yes, the trunk is talking. The source of the energy reading is coming from inside the trunk. Now it's a trunk, otherwise I would say, what's in the box?
Nice. Okay. Uh, the best thing that you can do is just poke at it with a stick. So kind of wrap the trunk with the bait or the uh, like the first quarter part of my staff. Be like thunk thunk thunk.
Okay. So you thunk so with the stick you're like thunk 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 with poke it, you literally poke it with the stick. Um I will say that it knocks back in the same cadence as you. It's like do do do.
Oh, I hope this isn't a mimic. I'm gonna go grab at there. Does it look like there's some way to open said trunk?
Yeah, there seems. I mean, it seems like all you would have to do is just unlatch. It's like one of those trunks where you just latch the two buckles and then you just like pull it open.
Oh,
So
this
no
is
lock, no nothing.
okay. Yeah. Mm. I'm going to open this. Please don't be rash. As I unclip both of the hooks and kind of like it's going to be like a quick open and like a step or two back, and I'm going to see if anything pops out.
Love it. So you open the trunk, and Adolfo, why don't you introduce us to what Kitsune sees when he pops open the trunk?
So when Kitsune pops open the trunk, he sees a very startled Hispanic male, darker brown skin complexion, short, curly hair. He is wearing work dickies and has a name tag that says Poncho. And he's holding a mop for dear life. And he kind of blinks at you. Can you describe what your character?
So right now you're staring at somebody that stands about 5'10"
Okay.
in uh, more or less the equivalent to like Lamellar styled samurai armor
Okay.
with a large rice paddy style hat,
Yep.
uh, a, kind of one of those if you're a Naruto fan, kind of like a Ambu like fox mask.
Okay.
It's like a kitsune mask, and then this like uh, a set of like a scarf that pretty much wraps around their neck, and it looks like there's like faint autumn print, but it looks like it's constantly moving.
Okay. Got
And he's also holding like a large kana or tetsubo,
it. Okay. Okay.
and like that's his like main weapon,
Okay.
and not quite like off the ground in a pose, but it is very like down to the side, so just in case, like mildly alert on what's going on.
Okay. So this individual blinks at you and mutters, "Estamos en Japan ahora? ¿Qué pasó? Eh, Konnichiwa, you speak the English?
I speak I speak English pretty well.
Oh, that's so good because that was the extent of my Japonesa. Uh, I I am s- I am so sorry. Thank you for opening the chest. I was here, and he kind of like sits up in the chest, so like now he's kind of half his body is outside of the chest, and he motions over to the corner. I was in here mopping, and he motions, and there's a mop bucket in the corner. Cuando todo fue como locura, everything went crazy. Like there was the wiki diggy diggy and and like the room it started to go like almost like merengue dancing, except I wasn't dancing with anyone. Okay. And I got scared, so I jumped in here thinking maybe it was an earthquake.
Okay. Uh, uh Penelope, we can't how explain?
Where would you like me to start?
Ah, I I thought you can't have janitors in personal spaces.
Huh. Well,
How 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 did he get here?
hmm. One moment, please. And Penelope kind of comes up. Well, she flies and she says, "Let me try something real quick."
While you're doing that, I'm gonna try something as well, and you watch this person that, if you were able to hear in the trunk, was named Kitsune at the time. And he just kind of waves his hands, and all of a sudden all of the armor just disappears. And so now you're seeing a guy in a kind of like a nondescript festival jersey and a kilt with like a long like braided beard and like an undercut with gray hair. You're guessing, if you were to put an age on him, probably late 30s, early 40s.
Okay.
Um, and it's still standing about 5'10" or so. But he has the most concerned, confused look on his face, because the last time something like this happened was when he had two people spontaneously come in and find him, and all he was doing was walking down a hallway. So the correlation between I think I know what's going on, but what the hell is going on, is they're trying to come together.
You're just like, "What is happening right now?"
Okay. So Pancho, um, he sees you do the thing, um, and as you do the thing, he slowly stands up from the chest, and he's like, "Oh, okay. I'm kind of understanding a bit more. ¿Qué pasó? But I am still as confused as you are, senor. I literally, I was, again, motions to the mop bucket. I was mopping, and and not only that, but I need to finish by 8:30 because I need to be on my second job, or else they dock me pay.
Poncho,
um,
I feel that on a spiritual level. I really do. Um, I I have a small feeling that you're destined to be here. As crazy as this kind of sounds, um, but let's try. So, and I'm sorry if this is all very startling at once. I've got a talking bird in the ceiling. I just unmorphed from being a Power Ranger, and now I'm talking to you after you've done an immaculate job in the spaces that you've been in.
Ay, gracias.
Um, but uh, I'm still kind of new to this as well.
Okay, okay. So why you uh I sorry, my English is not very pretty. Uh, why are you here, if I may ask?
That's slightly complicated. The greatest way to explain, um, there is a partially bad man downstairs that
See,
I need to talk to,
okay,
uh, and I just need to tell him that he needs to believe in himself. As weird as that sounds, especially when you're trying to talk to somebody that's not exactly happy that you're in their area.
okay,
But that's I'm. He's had a dream, and I think that we're in something kind of like his dream,
okay,
but I still don't. Again, this is it happens a lot, and I still haven't been able to get a hold of it.
okay. By the way, Pancho is just very just nonplussed about the whole thing, like purely nonplussed about the whole thing.
And that's see, and that's the good side because like Phineas is the same way. Like when he goes to talk to people, it's very like he's going to tell it how it is, and you're going to process it how it is, and I'm going to be like, I don't exactly know, like I don't quite know why we're doing this yet, but nothing bad has happened, so sure, let's keep doing this.
So, Pancho gets out of the crate or box or not a box chest.
The trunk.
He gets out of the chest and he's like, "Well, seeing how I have about 20 minutes before I need to get to my second job, I think the best way uh, for us to como se dice exit the situation
Mm-hmm.
would be to work together." So he walks over to the mop bucket and he places the mop in the mop bucket and just so he's like, "Okay, let's go."
Oh, oh God Almighty, that was
JT is
yes. Let's please. I have a feeling that you know this place slightly better than I do. I
this
don't know how, but you do.
Uh,
strapping guys. This is about to get good. I already love it so much. I mean, so peeling back the curtain really quickly, and then we'll continue with this little adventure. I told Adolfo, be like, "Hey, here's all the stuff. Do you need help making a character?" He's like, "I got this." I didn't ask no questions. I didn't ask her anything. I was like, "You know what? I want to see what we getting on Saturday." And
This is
immediately, I'm already in love.
I've had a small handful. So uh, I've been gaming for about 30 years now, and uh, huh, there's been a small handful of times that people can just pick up a character right off the bat and just like go. And like so when I do, like when I find people that are like that, I'm like, oh God, we're gonna wreck this tonight. This is see, and this is right, Mikey. We talked about this earlier. That see, it's past 7:30, so fuck.
Gosh.
Strapping kids. It's
We
about to
we
get.
were
It's
we
about to
were
get
talking
crazy.
about this, yeah, and we were like, okay, so we're just gonna like we could just make this completely like off the rails insane, and then it's gonna be a real awesome night. And see, and I, I have a feeling. Okay,
Love it.
lead the way.
Alrighty. So back to the adventures. Oh, the
So,
two. Yeah,
so
go for it.
yeah, so does Pancho have just like a general? Because he's sanitary. He's cleaning services. So
Cleaning services know everything. They know where all the exits,
No,
entrances.
they do.
yeah,
Listen, what I do for my job as an educator, the two people that I tell all new teachers that they want to become best friends with is not the principal, it's not other teachers. You need to best friend the principal secretary because she know all the tea,
yep,
and you want to befriend and be nice to the janitors. Yes,
Janitorial staff.
plural,
Yep.
the janitorial staff, because there's multiple people, or just one, like at my school, or two. But if you be nice to them and you befriend them and you treat them very, very right, if you need somebody immediately to come because somebody threw up in the middle of your classroom, like less than a minute, they came in, cleaned it up from the carpet, and we continued with the day. So I was
We
just like, those
we
are the two
help.
people you need to befriend.
Yep, we help you if you help us.
Exactly. So, and because of that, Pancho, you somehow know how to navigate your way. I mean, this does look like a regular concert hall in a regular theater, but I will say, for all intents and purposes, you sense that it might not be all that it seems to be, but for the most part, you're like, I know how to navigate this. I'm not sure why or how I know, but I know.
Right. So yeah. So as we're walking, of course, Poncho's with the mop in the mop bucket pushing along. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Right. He's explaining now. Before this building went all what dreams may come. That is a movie reference. Thank you very gracias. Uh, uh, this I kind of know this floor. Normally, my cousin is the one that takes floors two and dos y tres, but he got sick tonight, and his little sister's quinceañera is tomorrow. So I said, okay, no, I will, okay. See, I will work that double for you. And he's explaining this as you all are walking to where he thinks
And
they should go.
and I'm just like, yeah, I, okay, yeah, like, oh yeah, quinceanera, oh, yeah, can't miss that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got a couple friends that do that too. Oh yeah, double shift, double shift. Okay,
I love this already. So we fast forward through the small talk and you guys talking about different things. And Pancho, you lead, you leave, well, in all intents and purposes, you leave Kitsune and Penelope along with you, and you guys find yourselves somehow underneath the stage of the concert hall. You have gone without even noticing it. You went through the back ways and the byways and just the secret passages. You literally were a explorer. You know this somehow. You know this like the back of your hand, so you know all the secret ways. And you find yourself underneath the like concert stage.
Okay. Yeah. So when we get there, Pancho will be like, so this is the big stage where they have the shows. I believe this is where perhaps Jefe is awaiting. I do not know.
it, that's where.
Perhaps ask your mechanical chippy chirp. They might have a better because they have the thing with the so
That is true. Mikey, where's Penelope right now?
Well, Penelope has been kind of flying alongside you guys, so she's with you. And upon hearing this conversation, uh, she's been oddly quiet this whole entire time. And then she kind of, for all intents and purposes, chirps up. Analysis complete. Apologies. Apologies, Kitsune. Oh, I see that we are no. I see we're back in regular form. Okay. So, Phineas, analysis has been complete. I have scanned. I have did a couple of things. I have scanned the area, and we are right where we need to be to confront the conductor, and to try to push the change of heart to something more fruitful and actually happening. However, I've
Penelope,
also
I don't like howevers. That's always bad when somebody says however.
I apologize. Maybe however is not the correct word. In addition, in
That's
addition,
better.
In addition to that scan, I have also completed a analysis on our new friend Poncho here. It seems that he has some resonance of the rainbow empathy dwelling inside him.
I mean, it makes sense.
Poncho's just sitting there. He takes the Windex from that's hanging on the side of the mop and just like tss, tss, tss.
You're cleaning one of the mirrors that are back here.
Yeah, just just again acting so like nonchalant and just
Oh, this is amazing. Um, it, so, is he like the rest of us then? Or do we have to, in essence, make him believe?
That is a very good question. The answer to that is yes to both of those. Yes, he has the potential in him. However, I am not 100% sure he is aware of what lies dormant in him. In order for someone to come into the realization of their rainbow empathy, they must be able to tap into, well, something that they hold dear. Whether it is a belief, whether it is somebody, we kind of need to be able. I know we're in the middle of about to get into this boss fight, but I think that if we can help Poncho awaken to his rainbow empathy, she will become of great help, especially because right now it's just you and a mechanical AI bird. I'm not saying that we can't do it, but what is that saying that people say? The more the merrier? I think that would definitely be helpful. But that is just me. I am a mechanical pigeon. What do I know?
out of
Okay.
curiosity, has Penelope landed?
I will say Penelope has landed like on a crate.
Okay, so while she's giving this monologue, Poncho will out of nowhere pull out a little tube of Flitz stainless steel cleaner
Oh
and
my
come
god.
over and start buffing Penelope out.
Penelope, like a pigeon, turns her head. Is just like, wow, I appreciate it. You normally RTO is the only person who can help me with my mechanical body, but it seems you know what you're doing. Poncho, may I ask you a question?
See?
So I know this is going to sound weird, um, but as you saw with Phineas, aka Kitsune, he is like, what is it that you people call heroes? He is like a superhero and is able to become a superhero. Um, I'm just gonna come out and straight ask it, Pancho. Do you feel something inside, something warm, something fuzzy? Uh, do you feel that you were called to do something?
So when confronted with this,
Dun dun dun.
Poncho, his face kind of goes a little bit pale. And he blinks at Penelope and blinks at Phineas, and then it's just like, uh, no, 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 no. There's no hero, no heroing, no. I cling. That is what I do. I cling.
My apologies, Pancho. If it was something that was is touchy, then I should have asked if you were okay with me asking a deep question. I humbly apologize.
No, sí, it's okay, it's okay. No, it's just tú sabes. I am I push it the mop and make it clean.
Carry on then. You are doing a fantastic job.
Gracias. So he turns back around to uh to start Windexing something else, and Phineas when he turns around, you do see kind of like sticking from, because of course, because he's janitorial staff, like the shirt's all tucked in and all that, right? But you know how people they'll like tuck in their baseball caps into the back of their pants
Yeah.
sometimes. So kind of sticking out from the back of Poncho's pants, you catch the glint and glimmer of what appears to be sequins and what appears to be like a mask or something that's kind of like tucked in there, but like totally, it's totally being hit.
It does it look so, and this can be answered by either one of you since you more than likely have talked well enough.
We have not.
Oh, oh
I'm
god.
just finding about this too, which
Yeah.
is great because
Oh, this makes
sometimes
it
you just
even
gotta
better
let it roll. So
because
I'm learning along with you, JT.
because
This
my
is
because Mikey did the fangirl hand sign, and I went, "Oh God, okay, what are we gonna get
because
ourselves?"
I'm
Okay,
like, this is about to get good.
so he's explained to you like the rainbow empathy and all of that stuff, and us turning into Super Sentai Rangers and stuff. Does that does that mask look like it is corporeal, like part of you, or does it look like it's it's like a hint? It's like a hey, he
So
actually has it. It's just in his back pocket.
it is physically a mask, or
Okay,
what appears to be like a kind mask, kind of stuffed into the back. However, after the thing that caused the sequence to glint and everything, is you see like every now and then, like um, pulses and ripple of like um, an energy that cause the sequence and the rhinestones. Yes, you see a rhinestone or two as well, to like ling, 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 ling. So
nice. Okay, so and then remind me again, Mikey. Has Penelope said where potentially the knight is?
She did specify that because you guys are underneath the stage right now, that if you could access the concert hall from down here because you are like right underneath the stage. So I'm pretty sure if you look, there might be a trap door or like one of those like stage elevators somewhere to take you up. Or you can find your way to the stage from down here too, not necessarily having to go through the front door.
No, you ended up saying trapdoor or
Trap,
elevator. We are
yes,
making a theatrical entrance. I just need to build up into it, and then
definitely.
yeah, 100%. Okay, okay. Um, so uh, so we know. Okay, as the glint kind of passes over my eyes, I don't know. Are you facing away towards me?
so so yeah, Poncho has turned abruptly away, kind of like when you ask someone a question and everyone in the room already knows the answer, but they like are trying to like be like
Yeah,
eh,
they can.
yeah.
It's just like, mm,
So like yeah, exactly. So that's the situation. He like turned real quick and is just like just like starts like Windexing something else, and just, but like the thing he's Windexing is like wood, so it
yeah.
doesn't even need to be Windexed. He's just
Um,
like
Phineas is going to kind of. I mean, you can't really see too much of that because you're behind, or I'm behind you right now. But I'm going to make a motion towards where I can see the glint, And since now I know that it is mask shaped, I'm gonna literally go, Poncho,
See?
your pocket is glowing.
No,
Uh,
no.
I, I, I
That
don't mean to make this sound
that is the
rude.
metal silver tarnish remover. That is what that is. That is no.
Are you a lucha libre wrestler?
So with
Is that what
that,
your second job
Ponch.
is?
So with that, Poncho, um, he stops what he's doing, and his arms slowly come down. Right. He places the Windex back onto the mop bucket and places the mop not in the mop bucket, so it falls out all weirdly, but leans it expertly on so it doesn't so it's standing. Um, and he turns to you, and he's like, "Why do you ask, Senor? Why you ask these questions?"
I mean, I, there's not every day that I get to see somebody with a pretty cool looking mask from where I'm at just hanging out of the back of their janitorial clothes. I just, I'm a huge fan of wrestling and I wanted to know if that almost looked familiar, but like, I was like, am I standing in front of somebody who's moonlighting as a janitor? Like, I guess you could say, well, no, that always sounds weird saying curiosity killed the cat. But yeah, I'm kind of curious.
So
Yes, the glasses are coming off. Let's go.
Pancho takes a deep breath, and then he kind of looks up and looks back at you, and Senor, who asks this question? Is this someone that is genuinely wanting to know, or is it someone that is looking for a way for me to let down my defenses so that you can take me and take me away from my family, like so many of my other peoples?
I
Who's asking these questions?
originally I started asking as a curiosity, but I mean, I'm starting to think that this is a little bit more of a coincidence at the fact that I've got a talking bird that's in the air. We're going up against somebody who I need to give a talk to, and strangely enough, now we find you with a glistening mask in the back pocket. I'm not one for, uh, like, I do believe that fate has brought you here, but I didn't want to make it awkward like right now. So I guess we'll just come out and say this. Are you here to help? Do you actually know what we're doing and you're just playing it off as we don't?
So, Pancho bows his head, right? Um, and he's currently giving an air of nervousness wrapped up in a little bit of denial wrapped up in fuck it, right? Like you're just these are this is like emanating from him, right? And he slowly reaches back and pulls out the mask, right? And when he pulls out the mask, like out of thin air, you hear
Yes.
right. This mask, it is a half. It's a half mask, so you can see the mouth, right? The middle is white. The sides are pink. However, the sides have that's where all like the rhinestones and the glitter is right.
Yeah.
And and I should say the seams are like a goldenrod color. Okay.
Nice.
So he holds that position for 1 second, right? And then he like in one motion starts to slide the lucha mask on, and as he slides the lucha mask on, this energy floods over Pancho, and his you see from underneath the mask as he pulls it on from underneath the mask this beautiful braided black hair like extends and forms, and you see what was once like he was about like 5'4" becomes this 6 foot muscle mama who is wearing what appears to be her top appears to be um um like an athletic bra situation. However, it's the main color is black, and it's got these beautiful roses and flowers all on it. She has bikini pants. The midriff is showing, fucking jacked, 6 pack, right? And her lipstick is this purplish, like glittering lipstick. And as the transformation finishes, she hits this pose where she's just like standing there, and the Spanish guitar music like ends, and she just looks at you.
The whole time it was playing a Spanish orchestrated version of the Sailor Moon theme song during this whole transformation sequence.
Yes, exactly.
Oh god, this is amazing. Sorry, continue.
So Phineas's look went from kind of like when you started that pose, it was an I knew it. I fucking knew it. And like when you went to go put everything on and the transformation kicked in, it's kind of like if you've ever seen like a famous star or a singer or even wrestler, anything like that, they step on a stage and you instantaneously are just like, holy shit, like goddamn, like that's pretty much how I looked. And then when you hit that last pose, like I have to kind of catch up because my brain just went from one to the other, and I was like, okay, that's new. I haven't seen a transformation like that before. But the only words that I could get out of my mouth is, damn, that was really cool.
I asked him if he has any questions. He told me he would send any my way if he needed anything or had a question about something. I didn't get a response to him. I was like, okay, let's see what we come up with Saturday.
And the bar just keeps getting raised and raised with each one of us. we keep going, okay, well, what can we do for this one? What can we do for this one? What can we do for
I
this
was
one?
I don't know why it wasn't in my realm of possibilities because I never want to assume anything from my players. But I love when I don't assume anything because this reaction is genuine. I had no idea this is the direction that
And
Adolfo was going to go, and I fucking love it.
that's the love for this game, is because you don't know how it's going to, like, I thought, like, my preconceived notion was to be not that form of a transition. I thought it was going to be, when you started to say that he, was like 6'4" and the braided hair. I was like, okay, that's a more mightier rendition of how he thinks of himself. All right, and then the subtle nuances and changes of, like, women parts, the bikinis, all this other stuff, and I was like, there we go. Okay, like,
The
because then,
oh,
then it's one of those things. Like Mikey said, had no clue. I mean, like, I know that it can go in this direction, and uniqueness is something that each one of us have. But, like, you've now added that new unique, and so I'm like, oh, let's fucking go.
the
Let's be
only thing I told Adolfo is that I was like, "Here's the stuff to make the character." The only thing I told him is that because of the nature of the game, and plus I know Adolfo and how he plays TTRPGs, that I don't have to worry about anything too crazy in terms of like stepping over boundaries and stuff like that. I just told Adolfo, if you want to, you are allowed to make your character at any aspect of the LGBTQTIA2 plus community, and I was just like, I'm excited to see where this goes, and I was not disappointed.
this has rounded out the crew perfectly now. Like,
God.
shit.
See, Chris, this is what happens when you miss. I'm just
Yeah.
God, I can't wait to tell him or
It
for him
when
to find out about it in
if
2 weeks.
if we had, like, the legit, like, if we could get all the players together, like, this is it. This legit is the perfect Sentai, even the perfect, like, anime group,
My
like,
little
all of
heart.
it. Yeah,
Uh,
it's
Alrighty,
like,
all
Love
right,
it.
so
I
we
love
gotta
it.
get back into plot mode really quickly now that I fanboyed.
I'm
We're
not
gonna
gonna lie, I'm fangirling a little bit.
listen. We will when we go off air. We're gonna talk because I want follow up questions. I want to pick your brain, but we gotta get to the plot.
Yep.
To the plot we go. Alrighty, so okay, I do have one question though, and this is technically plot related. So Adolfo, so of course we know the regular everyday person is Poncho, but for me, um, and you can tell me that we can wait until we get into the actual fight. Do we have a code name for your hero form, or do we want to wait until we get into that? It's totally up to you.
Um, let's wait to get into it.
Uh,
But
I'm gonna be
yes.
calling her Poncho. This is amazing.
yeah. But no, no. So Olympia now moves over to the trap door, which is down on the floor, down
Uh,
on our level, and
oh
she
Lord.
steps on it, and she looks at Phineas, and she goes, "We need to go have a talk. I have 20 minutes."
That we do, and I go to swipe my hand over my face, and the fox mask comes over the face, and then you see the rest of everything in kind of a blur of cherry blossoms, just like over the top of me as I start walking towards you, and I'm in full Sentai mode now, and be like, let's go make an entrance.
Listen, I know the really quickly before we get into it. Upon saying that, Adolfo, I was just like, I'm not surprised, but also Fuck yeah. Anyways, move. So back to it. So you guys get to the trap door, and yeah, for all intents and purposes, I will say y'all make an entrance, whole entire superhero ass entrance onto the stage. Phineas, you are met with the familiar sight of this concert hall, still bathed in half of it in ethereal light, with everything looking in a grand gesture. The upholstery is fine. The golden accents on the marble is like it's very beautiful to look at. And then the duality of that going up against the just disheveled side, covered in dust and darkness and muted grays and uh, monochromatic color scheme going on. And as you two make your superhero ass entrance and landing, now that we're far enough in, you just see the conductor standing at the front of the stage, baton in hand, you know, just turn upon hearing the two of you land, just turns around and says, "Huh, well, that was quite the entrance," and gives you a little bit of a golf clap. "I must say, I have to give you credit for that one. That one is new to me." And looks around and says, "Ah, so my fox friend, it seems that you have come back, though I do not see your pirate friend with you."
Oh, he'll be around soon enough. Just you wait.
"I don't doubt it." And then the conductor looks over to you, Pancho, for now, and says, "But you are new. You weren't written in the original score. Ah, seems that we're gonna have to have a little bit of a chat now, aren't we?"
Olympia just goes, 15 minutes.
Well then, it seems you're speaking my language. Somebody who is prompt and punctual. I dig that. We'll finish this up in 10. And with that, the conductor raises their baton, and you guys, as soon as that baton is raised, you both hear the you both hear all of a sudden the eruption of a choir and orchestral music and things like that. Just all of a sudden starting. um, in the Discord chat for your own pleasures for later or whatnot, I've included what you are listening to right now in terms of your battle theme. Uh,
Did you finally make one?
I did make one, and you know what?
Yes.
I'm here for it. I was just like, this is what we're making today. So y'all can listen to that, put it on loop, whatever you want to do that. But we have officially entered the boss fight.
This is boss
so
battle music, baby.
right. So upon lifting the baton, you both again you hear the sounds of just instruments, even though there's no said instruments like physically there, and you feel the pressure in the air begin to change a little bit. And what was more of a playful nature with the conductor, both of you now have sense that turned into some deep intent to finish the two of you off. And the conductor begins to say, "Silence must be given form. You've played your parts, but now it's time to finish the song properly." And so, with the wave of the baton, you see behind him, you see a plethora of very distorted versions of like typical instruments: violins, cellos, trumpets, percussion instruments. "Now, let's see how you handle this." And at the top of his lungs, he said, Let it begin." And with the wave of his baton, he literally shouts out to you, "Cadenza," and the instruments begin to start flying towards you guys.
We only got Mikey. We only ended up getting one of those notes, correct?
Yes, but it's that note is a representation of, you know, I don't want to say human because this is all the conductor is the human, but it's like the deepest recess of the human heart embodiment of Felix. But that note is the purest form of Felix Dorian.
Okay. So how do you want to do this? Are you going to do your attack and then we do ours, or is this okay if I like go to hand Olympia something? Like as these rush of actually no, because we can't. We already went up. I was gonna. I missed my opportunity.
Ah,
Because what I was gonna do is I was gonna reach in my pocket and oh, there we go. Note. Because I mean, I'm pretty for certain that she's gonna just like pound the ever living crap out of these people. But I want to see because I was able to do my stuff against him, but yeah, that's how Phineas's brain is working right now. So I guess if anything, if you're okay with it as they're flying at us, I'm just gonna reach out and kind of hold the note in my hand
Mhm.
and just be like, if you want to try using this, that might help against them.
So you just hold up the music note?
Yeah, like kind of like in front of both of us, almost like a shield, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I who knows if this is going to work or not, but I'm at least, this is a FAFO moment in TTRPG history.
Ah, beautiful. So, as the instruments are coming towards you, and in an overwhelmingly large amount of them in a very short amount of time where it's not going to leave you too much to breathe, in that moment, Kitsune, you pull out the, prismatic clef note and you hold it up to you. And as you hold it up, both of you see a prismatic wall begin to form in front of you as the instruments collide with the wall. And as the instruments are colliding, it is a very unique cacophony of sounds where upon impact you hear the distorted versions of these instruments kind of in a low and raspy tone. And when they collide with the wall resonates back with the regular sound these instruments are supposed to make, but it's heightened in the sense that it is pure, as if the sound energy between the two are colliding once in each other, giving that weird duality feeling of discord and a harmonic resonance. And the instruments, upon colliding, kind of dissipate into the dust. And the conductor, who before was very composed, and despite wearing a mask underneath, you start to see that the expression of this ceramic mask goes from one of being a regular playful nature to a more serious one. And as he is trying to process exactly what this means, Phineas and Olympia, or Kitsune and Olympia, you both hear this voice. Kitsune, you know this voice very well. It's the sound of the real Felix Dorian, and and you hear him says, "I will not be silenced anymore. Here, take this and put an end to this." And that rainbow clef begins to kind of glow a little bit, and it breaks into a smaller parts. So now it's gone from a clef note and it's split into two, kind of like a rainbow crystal. And the crystal ends up going towards the both of you. And as you guys are watching, these two crystal pieces are floating in front, you both hear Felix Dorian says, "The power I have is yours." And the crystals kind of go inside of you, so to speak, and you both feel this overwhelming surge of warmth and light and music equity, if that makes any sense, because now you can start to hear and you can feel the room and you can feel the energy, the sound. You feel everything coming from deep within your soul. Essentially, gameplay wise, is during this fight, should you guys need to make any type of roll to be a hero, you will get a +3 to your roll. So it's like adding extra tags for you. You now have the power of harmonic inside of you.
Cool.
And so the conductor, seeing this, says, "Playtime is over." And with the extent of his hand and the baton kind of, he waves his hand in front of the baton, and the baton then turns into a sort of, well, essentially it turns into a music inclined, like it's designed with musical notes and things like that, but essentially it's a giant rapier now. And so he says, "Step in time, will you?" And he begins to wave the rapier as if you were conducting. And you start to see these musical notes and stanzas and things like that begin to take shape. And they're literally, it's like he's slashing the air with these musical elements coming towards you. So, let us begin, shall we? So, both of you will get to act at the same time, but I will need both of you to describe what it is you're doing. So currently, the situation is that these musical slashes are coming at you. And so again, you both have the harmony inside of you from the real Mr. Dorian. But yeah, what do you want to do?
Okay.
Hero time, baby.
Olympia would like to launch herself towards the conductor.
Mm-hmm.
And as these slashes are coming, she is going to try to duck and dodge out of the way of them, and she is freight training straight at the conductor. So let's take step one. What do you want me to roll for the ducking and the dodging?
Okay, so I'm so excited. This is going to be so much fun. So essentially, because you are ducking and you are the dodging and things like that, I am going to say, so this is so basically,
and I just want to clarify one thing really quick.
Mhm.
She's doing it in the style of an anime, you know, in the anime when
Like
they're
Flash
tossed
Test almost.
and all the attacks are coming at them and they're just running straight, you know, and they're like
Yeah.
boom, 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 but they're still like, even though they're ducking and dodging, they are still going straight at the bad guy. That is the type of thing that is happening right now.
Amazing. So you know what? I'm the GM, so I get to make up the different moves we can because I love this system. It allows me for such flexibility for it. So I'm gonna say, because we're musically inclined right now and we're battling, I'm going to say I'm gonna have you. I am going to have you roll for this custom move that I am calling "Feel the Beat."
Okay.
So
Nice.
what I want you to do is you're gonna need 2d6,
Yep.
and so you automatically get a +3. But what I want you to do is you're going to look at your tags that you made with your character and add anything that you think applies here in terms of being able to duck and dodge.
Okay. I don't. So in this case, I don't think I have anything else I can add.
Okay, so you do get to do the +3 because of
Right.
the harmony inside, but now just go roll your 2d6.
That is verkackt. Hang on one second. So I'm currently sitting at a 9. And of course you roll. So it is a 10.
Okay, so the beautiful thing is that in this game, to roll with because it's really only 3 levels. It's either a complete success, partial success that comes with a little bit of consequence, or you biffed it. So with the 10, that is a complete success.
Cool. Okay.
So, Olympia, as you are running towards the conductor, you are obviously you see the you see the musically charged slashes coming towards you, and with the harmony inside, you are able to, again, like you narrated, anime way your way through, ducking and dodging and weaving. And while it's not necessarily awkward, you can feel within your soul, feel the voice and hear the voice of Felix Dorian giving you the tempo time, as this is like left, right, left, right, and working in tandem with you. But your own acumen of being, the badass that you are, is able to also do this too. So you are able to make your way through these musical slashes. And just as a quick reminder, your intent was to try to get close to him and kind of grapple him, so to speak.
Yes. So I wanted to do step 1 first and then allow Phineas to go, and then I would...
I'm down.
Okay. So I will say with the complete success, you are able to get... So I'll say that he's kind of floating above the stage a little bit, not like at a super high point, but just kind of floating within, let's say if you wanted to jump off said stage. And you know what? Just for the hell of it, you make it to the end of the stage as you're running, and you are successful. So Olympia, why don't you tell me how you were able to grapple him while he is floating midair?
Oh, we're doing this. Okay. So the last duck, right? Because he's floating up, up high. Olympia, it goes into that slow-mo anime thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where as she ducks, she like crouches down, right? And her eyes meet what she thinks are his eyes, and she just lets out trans rage and launches herself and will attempt to tijera. So for those that don't know what a tijera is, she will attempt to bring her legs around so that they grab his head with her legs, and then she is going to try to slingshot him into like the front row of seats in the audience.
I'm in love.
And that is a thing that's on my sheet, trans rage. So this can be added onto that.
You're just like, okay, you got a +1, so now it bumps it up to 11. It's still a complete success, but...
Oh, I don't need to roll for the tijera?
No, the cool thing is... So, okay, really quickly, because with... So, QUEERZ is based off the system developed by Son of Oak Studio, the people that did City of Mist, and instead of it being like typical, you have to roll to see you hit, and then you roll for damage, this is a narrative-based game, so you tell me the intent to give you some modifier bonuses. You see what you can add from your tags that might help you. If you can convince me of it, I will usually say yay or nay, and then you roll the 2d6 and see what happens. So...
Cool. She's trans-raging and tijeraing the fuck out of this fucker.
So, you are able to do so, and the conductor is caught off guard. Of course, still being able to compose himself a little bit, but now seems a little bit flustered and is having trouble. For all intents and purposes, underestimating you right in this moment, Olympia. So, he's kind of distracted at the point, which means, Phineas... You see all this go down, but now it is your turn.
Are said notes they're still flying at, because this is all happening in one solid
Yeah, this is like all happening within the span of like 10-15 seconds. So this is all going down really quickly.
Okay. So outside of himself, like internally thinking, oh shit, oh god Okay, so like I'm gonna try to see what I can do to, in essence, not quite bat them out of the way, but I want to try and put enough, I guess you could call it forced emotion, to like almost like cleave through them with that kanabo, like that large staff, and like just kind of like, what's the greatest? See, hang on, my brain's resetting. Give me 2 seconds.
All good.
So in essence, like every slash that he's done, I'm trying to counteract said slash, and just even make my way towards what is currently happening right now, because I'm not going to be able to really, like, I don't want to swing or anything while she's doing her move because I don't want to hit her in the process. So for the time being, I'm, I guess, just trying to make my way through the notes. But I'm not as flashy fast. I rely on enough of the internal strength to just thump my way through things.
Okay. So let's see how you do. So is there anything on your tag that you feel like you can add?
So I'm going to try and see if I can milk this as best as I can. Since I have fought him before, would you... Hang on. I have to pull these all back up again. I keep locking my phone, and when I do, it goes away. So not only watching Olympia, but watching how we have how him and I have fought before, learn by watching others. Would you be okay me adding that?
Absolutely.
And then on top of that, because of how we have how I have fought him before, I also have attention to detail. And then the last one that I'm going to try and put on there is appreciate the little details. So the way that Olympia was moving back and forth, like I was like, okay, let's try and do kind of the same thing, but with this big ass stick. So I guess that would be, if you're okay with that, that'd be 3 in total, and then the +3, so that's what, +6?
Yep, so
And
go
then
for it. Roll and see, and then add +6 to it.
Oh god, I'm so nervous.
It's okay. I believe in you and the dice.
So we are at a 12 with the modifiers.
Holy crap, you rolled a 6?
I rolled a 6.
Damn.
This is how it is. And I'm sorry. A good chunk of the time, this is why I was a forever DM for so long, is because when I turn into a player,
it goes out the window.
Yep.
I get not today.
I get
not
one
today.
episode. I get one episode where I really get to shine, and then I get a couple of smaller episodes, like potentially today and a couple episodes back, where like I don't die, and it's gonna make for some cool cinematic stuff, but like it's not gonna be epic, you know. So that's fine. Since this is the first time for you in here, like this is your moment to shine, like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond. All right, so we're at a 12.
You're like, all
Trying
right,
to cleave through these things with a big stick.
right. All right, Rihanna, calm down. I'm just kidding.
Right. You might have to say that the current stick that I have might be an umbrella going through all of this.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
Because I have to make it go fast enough so we can get done with this, so Poncho can go to work.
Very. Work. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm so mad at you.
I'm done.
I love it. Okay, so you are successful in doing that. So, Kitsune, you are running. Upon seeing Olympia sprint, you instinctually begin to dart forward too. And as you begin to kind of try to, in your mind, talk yourself through what to do, you also feel the resonance from inside of you with the voice of Felix. guiding you through the slashes as well. And because you, in the previous, you and Kyler were able to kind of debrief with Penelope, figuring out what happened last time you guys were in here. You have learned from your experiences, and it is coming into play here. So you are able to also make your way through the slashes anime style, and you take, basically you giant stick it, and you are able to, again, not as flashy as Olympia, but you are able to also jump off the stage, and with your big stick you just umbrella style, like wham, right into the conductor. And I will say this, with the combined attacks of Olympia's and Kitsune, the conductor goes flying down and crash lands through the rows of chairs, and you just both see the chairs kind of just come up unscrewed from the floor and kind of go flying everywhere because you both hit it with enough force. The conductor begins to stand up and now is even more flustered and says, "All right, no more playing games. Let's make this a fair fight now, shall we?" And with the wave of his baton, he he takes the baton and he waves it around, and from the wreckage you start to see all the chairs and the destruction that has just occurred, and they begin to float around. And upon the floating around, they kind of coalesce together into this very, again, not necessarily black like darkness, but a very muted gray monochrome version of it. And this gray light begins to pulse and formulate. It begins to expand, and as this gray light kind of fills the room, you now both see in front 3 different versions of the conductor. One in green, one in yellow, and one in red, kind of like conductor regalia. And so the 3 of them simultaneously in sync begin to say, "Let's change the rhythm now, shall we?" And they both, all 3 versions, begin to dart towards you guys. And now it is my turn. I can't believe I get to say that. I was like, now it's my turn. I want to clarify, because some people have reached out to me, because we really haven't had any too crazy fights. And both JT and Adolfo know this very, very well. I play fair. I'm not going to do anything that's too crazy. But just like you, the dice are either going to tell the story that I'm hoping for, or they're totally going to work against me, but I'm here for it either way.
Now, Adolfo, he said that last time, and he rolled some dice and practically killed me.
Oh, okay.
He laid me out so hard that, like, I literally, like, blacked out. Like, it broke bones.
It is not my fault. It's not my fault that the dice gave you a super success.
100% I was here for it. I was like, you know what? I don't want this constantly to be such an easy fight. So if the dice permit it, take me. Leave Olympia. That's fine. I will be a martyr for this episode.
I love it. Alrighty, so with these 3 coming at you with the full force of everything, they in tandem are going to act. I'm going to activate the tag Crescendo. So let's see. Let's start with you, Kitsune. Wow, they just don't want to work with me today, so that is unsuccessful. So, and then Olympia. Let's see what happens here. Well, dice, looks like you still don't want to work with me. All right, so that is also an unsuccess too. So the 3 of them in tandem come running at you with the glowing energy, but both of you, as if the world around you began to slow down, you somehow, whether it's through your own heroic intuition or your senses of sight and sound being amplified by the harmonic resonance inside of you, it's as if the world is slowing down, and these three versions of the conductor seem like they're running in slow motion, and the two of you are able to kind of pick up the rhythm and the rhyme and the cadence of their attack pattern. And because I failed miserably for both of you, this will allow you to counter attack right now, as you're able to kind of feel when the attack is coming and be able to answer back in a way. So I'm going to start with you, Olympia. You are going to describe what you're going to do, and then I'm going to go to you, Kitsune, and because I failed miserably, you two will automatically succeed in counter attacking right now.
Nice.
Just
I'm gonna
not
bio
even
break.
need to roll.
I'm gonna bio break real quick. I'll be right back.
Go for it. So Olympia, we're going to start with you. So the world has slowed down, and you can see the attack pattern.
Okay, so there are three conductors.
Mm-hmm. Green, yellow, red.
How? Because I'm sure, you know, because of the way we did things, that Kitsune and I are not technically like close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, and since these conductors are coming at us, how many conductors are coming at me?
Well, given the fact that you haven't, and I say this out of all love, but because Olympia is definitely the bigger of the two, and literally you head out of your way through the original one, I will say Conductor Red and Yellow are coming towards you, and Conductor Green is going towards Kitsune.
All right, then red and yellow are getting double clotheslined.
Yes!
So.
Amazing. So, as Conductor Red and Conductor Yellow are running up towards you, thinking that they have the numbers advantage, just for the flair of it, you know what? Olympia, why don't you describe how you're kind of just like nonchalantly, like, oh, this is light work. Like, why don't you describe your clotheslines?
Okay, so when she came out of the Tijera, again, like, Olympia ends up in like a squatting, like, ready position, right? And as I apologize, it was Conductor Green and Conductor Yellow.
Yellow and red are coming at you. Green is going after Kitsune.
So as yellow and red, well, to be perfectly honest, the minute they started like monologuing, right, she again launched herself so that they get maybe like 2 steps, and then she's just actually not even double close, like double bulldogging.
Oh hell!
Both of them.
Damn, that's crazy.
And then and that'll, we'll leave it at.
So forget the clothesline. You double bulldog them, and just from the sheer smite of your forearms, they literally crash into the floor, and just are on the floor holding themselves like, "Oh, this was a bad idea."
And just a FYI, if she can, she is gonna give them receipts. So like, if she can, like, not just with her forearms, but like get some sort of grip on their heads, she will be driving their heads into the ground.
Yeah.
No,
bulldog.
No, narratively that is amazing. So I will say that as soon as you hit them with the bulldog, the way that they go down, they kind of just like, your arms begin to move a little bit, and as they get hit with the bulldog, you kind of just turn your hands within that motion of moving your arms for the bulldog and grab them, and it's like and again, you just see the plaster on the floor begin to crack. You left a dent in there, and now they're just laying there, not dead, but like the anime, like, oh, they're passed out because they lost kind of thing, where there's no pupils, it's just like white eyes and everything.
Right.
And
cool.
They're like drooling a little bit now. They're just like,
Cool. And Phineas, if you catch a glimpse of Olympia doing this, like, the first head T head move might have been like, oh, that was really cool, but like if you catch a glimpse of what she just did, it will quickly dawn on you that, oh, she mad. So
This is like Tifa style rage you got going on right now.
Yes.
And like as
Yeah.
I watch you do this, like Phineas internally, because he's a huge JRPG fan, like I watch you do this and I'm like, oh my god, it's like watching Tifa in real life. This is amazing. As like I go in as the green one's coming at me, you can see him kind of step and like almost line up like he's going to like do a real deep baseball swing, but you watch him kind of like bring the entire Tetsubo around the back of his head and slam straight down in front of him as hard as he possibly can. Like, and if you can pick the body part wherever you want, like roll a d6 and we'll start from head and go to toes, and whatever that is going to get pinned and slammed right into the ground.
No, you guys, I failed miserably, and this is a game of collaborative storytelling, so of course you're going for a headshot. Like,
Yeah, that is, I practically take off his head at this point, but it's really difficult to do with, you know, a studded bat. So like, that's pretty much like, so all three conductors have just simultaneously met the ground with their face all at once, just thunk. And like, just all with, we want to play this musically crescendo style, if you will, as Olympia's bulldogs with face grab slam into the ground. It's almost timed perfectly with my jump, and we hit, and literally it shakes the entire concert hall. Like, that's how hard I can only imagine the three of us would hit, or us hitting the three of them would be. So like, that's how it's playing out in my head. And I'm like, damn, we just hit like limit breaks. This is amazing. Okay. Get back into it, Phineas.
listen, the JRPG nerd in Mikey, the Q Master, is just gleeful right now. Alrighty. But both of you, both you Olympia and you Kitsune, in just very succinct rhythm and the timing being perfect, you guys managed to slam both of your opponent. Well, your singular opponent Kitsune, and then the other two opponents, Olympia, straight into the ground simultaneously, knocking them all out. And as you do, for a brief moment, they're kind of just there, and then their forms begin to disappear, and they coalesce back into a singular entity with the conductor that started this fight. However, when he reforms, again, he is a little bit of a distance away, on the same floor as you, not like floating, not on another level of this concert hall. But as he coalesces, you both notice that his baton begins to flicker as if it's dying in terms of like the glistening and the beauty of this porcelain baton begins to show cracks, and it begins to like lose its sheen. And more importantly, you see that porcelain mask that the conductor was wearing at the beginning of this fight begins to kind of just crack and crumble away. And as it begins to fall, both of you see a human face. Of course, Kitsune, you recognize this immediately. This conductor has the face of Felix Dorian, but his eyes are a very kind of golden yellow. And you just see, as this mask falls away, both of you begin to see just the redness of this face. And you start to notice that the face now has been dabbed with what looks to be tears that kind of soaked the face now. And just sheer, just losing it at this point. The conductor just is losing all composure right now. and just looks at the two of you and says, "If you're going to be a nuisance, and if you're going to try to silence me, then I guess this is going to be it." And he takes the baton in his hands, he breaks it in half, which then sends out this wave of energy, a la like Dragon Ball Z power up, essentially.
You just staff of the Archmage does. Thanks.
And so essentially, with this baton breaking, you see this almost unnatural green ethereal energy begin to pulsate from the floor and begin to cover the conductor, and it begins to swirl around him in kind of like a mixture of a blinding light but an obnoxious green gas. And as this gas dissipates, you see a twisted version of the conductor who has now tripled in size. And instead of seeing, somebody what we'd normally think of with a conductor, kind of like a coat with the tail feathers and dressing all nice, it's literally what happens if you take the Hulk, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and Frankenstein and mash them all into one. So you see that this, what once before was a very well fitted conductor's outfit, has now been stretched and has holes in it. It looks disheveled. You see that his face is now a twisted version of what it used to be. So it looks like a twisted version of Felix Dorian's face. In his hands, you see kind of like shadowy strings with attached to like these facelit marionette puppets a little bit. And in the other hand, you also see the same thing. And so essentially, think of kind of like a circus/carnival marionette performer. So of course, what they normally wear when they're running around with marionettes, but now you just see this, and it says, and he says in this distorted voice, "It's time that you follow the score." And with his marionettes, he begins to throw them out, and popping up around, poofing in this same green ethereal energy, you start to see these mannequins, marionettes, and you can hear the twisted creak of their wooden parts begin to move, and this horrible laughter begins to fill the air. And I'm not going to make an attack roll because I want to see how this goes, but this is the final thing. This is what I am calling Coda. He is trying to end this now. So all these marionettes surround the hall and begin to start flying towards the two of you. As the two of you are bracing for impact, Penelope jumps in front and in her little AI voice says, "I don't think so," and begins to... She lands on the ground, and you literally see her transform from a pigeon into basically an automaton, a female automaton, as she kind of holds out a light energy shield and begins to put it on the ground, and this shield turns into a small little cannon, and she starts firing away at these things. Because right now it's like 1,000 versus the two of you right now. So while both of you are super strong in superhero form, even heroes need a little bit of help. Penelope, with her little light cannon, turns to you, and both of you notice that she is an automaton, but now she looks more human in shape and form and things like that. She looks more like an android. Still in the very weird, like, metallic body of a pigeon, but she's a metallic android-looking thing. And she says, "I got this. You take care of him." So, as she says this, she begins firing her, basically, for all intents and purposes, her pulse cannon, knocking these marionettes out the way. And she's clearing a path for you and defending you, too. So, inside both of you, you hear Felix Dorian says, It's time we put the harmonies together. Finish this. And essentially, I'm gonna let you two narrate, and or if you need some time on screen, I'm gonna like you two to figure out how do you wish to end this. Now remember, unlike D&D and other TTRPGs, the goal is not to defeat your enemy, but you need to be able to push through that final resistance, so to speak, to start to break through. So I'm going to call this the breakthrough. So what do you two do to break through to this monster standing in front of you?
Well, the first thing that I'm going to do is, as we both hear Penelope say, I got this, go finish him off. I'm going to kind of look over at Olympia and be like, how much time you got left?
5 minutos.
Okay, this is going to be cutting it close. I might have to take a couple seconds to think about this. Because I was I'm almost wanting to do kind of a Gandalf style, like Gandalf to Theoden kind of thing, like Olympia beating the ever living shit out of him. But I'm like, no, we'll keep that, but we'll see how everything else kind of goes. So if you have anything else that you want to put in there, go for it.
Can I have a distance check between where we are and where the conductor is?
I will say between you two and the conductor, if we're going to be using like TTRPG scaling, I will say that it's about 30 feet away, like grid-wise.
Oof. Okay.
Well, no, I take that back. Possibly, maybe more like 20, 15, give or take.
Okay. And is he still floating, or are we?
He is ground based.
He's ground based. Olympia is going to do fuck it. Fuck it. So Olympia's going to do a standing box jump from the ground onto Penelope's shoulders. And then from Penelope's shoulders, she is going to jump at the conductor. Okay? Again, looking like she's going to hit a tijera.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But when you think she's gonna like latch on with her legs to toss him, she's actually gonna continue the rotation, right? So she comes out grabbing one of his arms and lands the Mystica.
Oh no, not the Mystica. So beautiful. I'm just gonna let it happen.
which hopefully drives him down to the ground. But go ahead. Sorry.
No, you successfully are able to put the Mystica on this conductor. You're able to pin him to the ground. But you will also realize that you cannot really move from this spot now, because if you even give it an inch, he's going to try to brute strength you out. So now you're in the middle of having literally a whole contest to see who's the strongest. And Phineas, upon seeing this, what do you do?
Yeah, Olympia's totally like, Phineas! Dalo! Dalo ahora!
Walking towards him, you're going to hear Phineas kind of in a I'm gonna put on the dad voice right now. Uh,
Oh no.
be like, as he's starting to do this, you hear Phineas just go, "Look at all of this creation that we've done. You're now on the floor because of what we just created. You think that this is all going to be some regimented crescendo of a symphony, and guess what? We just did this all by ourselves." Um, as I take a couple more steps towards him, uh, you don't belong here, and you need to give Felix back his body. And as I start to say that, I put my hand to my chest where the crystal was
Mm-hmm.
and try to. I don't know if this is going to work or not. That's up to you. But I'm literally going to try to, like, I guess you could say, extract this crystal from my body
Mm-hmm.
and uh, then proceed to lay it on Felix's back as Olympia is holding him to the floor. Or if it's the other way around and his chest is exposed, I'm
No,
trying to put it into
he
his.
would be face down.
Yeah, there you go. So right into his spine.
Mm-hmm.
And like kind of that, like internally, I'm going, okay, Felix, you're going to need to do your part here. Like, can you go ahead and let's create something? Let's create your symphony. And like I start to push even further, and between the two of us, uh, Mikey, do your storytelling thing.
Uh, I appreciate that. Alrighty. So definitely it will happen because it is amazing and beautiful and gorgeous and all the other adjectives I can use to describe amazingness. um, so Phineas, after giving this speech to this distorted, monstrous version of Felix, um, you put your hand on your chest and in a very beautiful, ethereal moment, the crystal comes out, and of course, it begins to materialize into a corporeal version of Felix. And Felix, again, looking the same about when you and Kyler found him in that chamber not too long ago, dressed up nicely in a suit, glasses, walks over to this version of him that Olympia has pinned down. And Felix just not even, he just sits next to him and begins talking to him and saying, "You know, for the longest time, I was so afraid of allowing myself to be in full control. I was always told what I needed to do in terms of my creative expression. And for the most part, I thought I figured it out. I mean, whether it was burying it beneath myself and trying to pretend it doesn't exist, or even trying to distract myself with other things and pretending that it didn't affect me anymore. But obviously, I was wrong, and deep down, I always knew that it was going to be very, very difficult. And I pushed a lot of people away, friends, family, but I think the most important person in my life I pushed away, and that definitely ruined a lot of things. I don't know if he'll even want to talk to me after this, but thanks to some new friends of mine, as he looks back at you, Phineas, and briefly looks up at you, Olympia, I believe I can face these things head on. I am no longer going to try to silence myself and try to be the perfect, well, anything really. I come with flaws, I come with rewrites, I come with all sorts of things. And I don't know what the future holds and how that's going to happen, but I think I'm done letting you control what I should and should not do. But, and he kind of takes his hand and he puts it on, you know, the top of the head of this monster very gingerly. But I apologize to you, and I forgive you, and you are me as just as much as I am. And he says, now let us rejoin. And within this moment, you start to see Felix's hands begin to glow a little bit. You both see that the monster's expression begins to kind of soften a little bit and closes his eyes as the two begin to kind of merge back together. And within that moment, the monstrous figure of Felix is no longer there. So, Olympia, you just feel the grip that you had on him kind of just dissipate and you just let go. And lo and behold, and there it is, as this monster and Felix kind of merge back together. Felix stands up, his eyes still closed a little bit, still looking like dressed up in a nice suit for academia purposes behind his glasses. He opens his eyes, and it's the same kind of crimson yellow that you saw before in the conductor's eyes, but instead of it swirling around with chaos and ill intent, you see that there's a bit of calm to it. And he, hands in pockets, looks at the both of you and says, there are not enough words to describe how grateful I truly am. Um, I obviously have some work I need to do in here. You both should probably be getting out of here soon because the space is probably going to shift again. And yeah, I hope to see. I hope to see you on the out. I hope to see you both in the real world, and I would love to catch up. But in the meantime, I think I have some redecorating to do in here.
Time to put your own spin on things, like you should have been doing a long time ago.
I appreciate that. I really do. And he walks over to you, Phineas, and kind of extends his hand out a little bit to you, kind of like in the, a sign of wanting to do a handshake.
Extend back and, firmly grasp his hand and give him a light shake as I kind of look into his eyes and I go, make this into your next musical. Tell your story.
I definitely will. And with that, he kind of shakes your hand and looks at you, Olympia, and just says,
So really quick while this is going on,
"Uh huh."
both the conductor and Phineas, they would when they would turn for this beautiful dramatic moment to Olympia, she's already running and she's almost at the trap door. You all see her jump in the air. She pulls her mask off, and as she pulls her mask off, she transforms back into Pancho. And he says, I need to catch a bus. And he just goes down the trapdoor.
Oh my goodness, I love
Very
it so much.
from the trap door back to our current handshake. He's got somewhere he's need to be.
I understand that wholeheartedly. Um, so as you begin to walk away, Kitsune, um, Dorian kind of stops you a little bit and just looks at you and says, I'm glad that there are people like you to want to. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. I'm just glad to know that there are people who care." And kind of in very uncharacteristically of what you have seen, observed, and heard and witnessed between in here and in the real world. And upon saying that, he says, "Thank you," and then just out of character for a brief moment, just gives you a big old hug.
Oh, oh, okay, and we're hugging. All right. Well, thank you. As I give him a light pat to the back. Just thank you also for creating your music because we need more people like you to be able to do stuff like this.
I appreciate that. Well, I hope you both find your safe way out of here. And oh, one more thing. Um, and turns around to you and says, "I'll make sure to handle my business, and I think I have a certain coach that I need to talk to." And with the smile, he begins to fade and says, "Make sure to check in with your friends too. They are very lucky to have you." As his voice begins to echo, and the visage of Felix kind of dissipates in this beautiful light. And Kitsune, you just take in that moment to breathe. You turn back around where Pancho is waiting by the trap door. You, for all intents and purposes, I will
Oh,
say
no,
that you.
Poncho's already down.
He's already down.
Yeah.
Pancho is already down and
He's
getting ready
he's got to
out.
return. He's got to return the mop bucket back to the janitor's closet.
It takes
He's got to
time.
make sure everything is cleaned up before he heads out to catch the bus.
Gone. As it as this is all happening, like I'm literally, I look back. There's now an empty trap door. Uh, is Penelope still in fight mode?
I will say that while this is all happening, she is still kind of in android form, kind of like collecting herself. She witnessed the whole thing, and she walks back up to you. She walks back to you, Kit, to you, Phineas, and just says, "I will say that for your first adventure, I will say that this was a high success. You did very well, and to be quite honest, I am very lucky that I have been assigned to overlook you guys in your journey."
Yeah. So when were you going to tell us that you had that much firepower behind you?
I promise I'll explain everything when we get back to the real world. Um, I'm gonna be completely honest. This has been it was a new firmware update that I only was able to get access to recently. I just haven't had a chance to really test it out. But you know, 1,000 versus 2 seems a little bit unfair, so I figured maybe I could tap into this. We'll talk about it more and we'll learn about more together because apparently I have access to some other things.
Yeah.
But
We're going to have to talk to RTO.
right,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
And
she kind
also
mhm.
get more information on Poncho slash Olympia because that was amazing. We need more people like that.
Absolutely. I will make sure that we can follow up with Pancho and Olympia, and well, both of them are the same person, but you know what I mean. We'll make sure to follow up with them, and yeah. But anyways, I think it's time for us to go. And she kind of just stops a little bit, and she transforms back into a pigeon and kind of just plops on your shoulder, Phineas. Shall we?
Yes. Yes, we shall.
So you head towards the trap door. You jump down inside with Penelope. Poncho's already running full sprint out of here again. Knows the way out. Doesn't know why he knows the way out, but does so anyways. And both of you chase after Poncho as both of you exit out of the inner space, and you find yourself back in the real world, back in the alley that you and Kyler entered through. And that is where we're going to end our session for tonight. Yay! Yeah,
Nice.
Huzzah.
Huzzah.
I love it so much. It's the first boss fight down. Y'all did it. It was great. I was not prepared for Adolfo, but I was so happy that I didn't ask any questions because that was genuinely amazing.
You're welcome.
Oh man, I have so many follow up questions that we're going to talk a little bit when we get off air of here. But yeah, that's going to be it for us here at QUEERZ. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. We will be back in 2 weeks and we will be doing the epilogue for this chapter where we are back in the real world. We got some follow up things that we need to do. We need to check in with, Felix to see how that change of heart is going. We need to check in with our friends we made along the way. We need to find out what Kyler was up to this whole entire time after getting separated from Phineas. And yeah, there's so much going on. So that's going to be it for us here. I would like to personally thank Will and Halfling Wizard Productions for always allowing me to run this game and to tell this story. I've really been enjoying it. I would also like to thank my players, of course, JT for being here and, playing Phineas T. Lockwood, Kitsune. And I would also love to thank Adolfo for agreeing to be a part of this game. And I'm super excited to see where the character arc goes for Poncho slash Olympia. So, oh man, I'm excited. This is going to be fun. But that's going to be it for us here tonight. So we will be back again, as I said, we will be back in 2 weeks on Saturday, the 15th, where we will be wrapping up chapter one and gearing up for what comes next. So I'm super excited. But from myself, from the rest of the QUEERZ team, and on behalf of Halfling Wizard Productions, thank you for allowing us to tell this story so far. Thank you for being here. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Spread the love around. And until next time, be here, be queer, be the hero that you are. Until next time, we'll see you later. Bye.
Fade to black.